Here's 10 things that hitters do in a cage that are wasting their swings every time they show up. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Coach Gavin here at D-BAT Cedar City, just jumping on here to explain to you 10 things as to why hitters and individuals waste their cage time and their swings when showing up. The first thing, and this goes for hitters and coaches, is they show up and don't have a plan or a purpose for that session. You just grab a tee and start taking swings. You're just going to get lazy. You're not focused on anything. It's just creating bad habits at that point. So I'd always recommend coming in and make sure that you have a purpose, either something you were struggling with from the weekend, the tournament before, or if a coach tells you something, or your parents tell you something, or show you something, or give you some feedback. Make sure that you're kind of working on something specific or multiple things that are specific. Though you always want to be working on something when you arrive to a cage and hit off the tee, front toss, anything with a coach. So just make sure that we're working with a purpose. Okay, another mistake that hitters make that kind of waste their swings is always setting the tee up middle. A lot of kids like to just put it middle of the plate, at the front of the plate, middle of the body, and that's really, that's great and all, working middle, but when we only work middle, we got to work everything. Make sure we're setting it upside or outside and scooting it back a little bit, go high and go low. And then same with inside. Make sure that you set it out in front a little bit, and same thing, working high and low, and going kind of anywhere in between. What I always like to say is get to one, which is launch position, and then when you're working inside, have that tee on that outer part of your foot. When you're working middle, you actually want to hit it right on the inside part of your knee here, and then when you're working outside, set it back kind of in between the corners of the plate there, and then just do everything in between, high and low. Don't just sit there and work middle. All right, the third thing that hitters do when they come into the cage to kind of waste their swings is not keeping their eye on the ball, and that can go with tee work or front toss, soft toss. So they're just always wanting to see, how hard they hit it off the bat, the sound of it, if it's a dinger or not. They're not really keeping their eyes back. So one thing I like to do is either get a ball or a cone and set it on the back corner here. So you can set the cone there, or you can set a ball there as well. And then as they are either hitting off the tee or front toss, as they swing through, they're looking at that object. And it amazes me that when they actually do that, they keep their eyes back, how much better they'll hit the ball consistently. So that's the third mistake that hitters do. All right, the fourth thing that hitters do to kind of waste swings in a cage is swinging at everything, and that's especially when a coach is front tossing, soft tossing, live arm, whatever it may be. And I understand that, your BP partner, your coach, may not throw strikes every time, but that doesn't mean we chase. Be selective, choose strikes so that we can get used to swinging at strikes and not bad pitches, and create those bad habits in a cage, because they do carry over no matter if you think they won't. So that's the fourth thing. All right, the fifth mistake that hitters do in the cage to waste kind of their swings is trying to pull everything. They'll set it up high, low, inside, outside, and they're just really trying to pull, or they're not trying, but they're pulling everything, getting around the baseball. You're getting casting, or that's creating casting and all kinds of problems. So we really want to make sure that when we take swings, we want to swing hard. We want to create that explosiveness and those fast twitch muscles, but we want to work inside of the ball, middle away, and if you are going to pull it, it should hit the top left corner. You shouldn't be yanking it to the cage pull side, or to the netting on pull side. All right, the sixth thing that hitters do to kind of waste their swings in the cage is they come in here and they overswing. Now, I'm a big advocate for always swinging as hard as you can while under control with your swing. We don't want to overswing and get bad mechanics by doing so. And that's the sixth thing, is just overswing, come in here, remain under control, get a good warm-up in, and then start swinging as hard as you can, getting those quick twitch muscles going and firing, but make sure we are always under control. All right, the seventh thing that hitters and coaches can kind of do to waste their swings in the cage is just kind of having bad tempo. When we're rushing, or we're thinking too much about our mechanics in between, or even during the swing, that can kind of mess up our tempo and throw us off. We really need to be find that rhythm. We need to breathe, especially if we get a bad swing off, and we get kind of frustrated. Take a step back, reset, breathe, switch the mindset, and then stay athletic, stay in rhythm, and just making sure that we're getting good quality swings, and not just rushing through the session. So that's the seventh thing. All right, so the eighth thing that kind of wastes hitter swings when you come in here is having poor round management. A lot of times I see people come in here, they'll just grab a bucket, and we've got about 40 to 50 balls in each bucket, and they just hit the bucket, one after another. Just taking 40, 50 hacks in about 2 minutes. Seems like you can get a lot of swings in real quick. What we really want to do is, like I said, have a set goal or a set plan, and hit 5 to 10 swings, step out, reset your mind, reset your focus, really kind of go over what you were feeling that round, and making sure that we are doing the proper steps to get our swing to where we want it to be, and making sure that we can, continue to do that swing as repeatable as much as we can. That's the goal when we're in the cage, is always just making a repeatable swing. And so just poor round management. We really want to just have a focus. Make sure you take 10 swings, either rotate with somebody or take a breather and reset that focus and that mind, and then continue on to the next round. All right, the ninth thing is lacking feedback. I think that feedback is huge when it comes to your swing and trying to get you to the point where you want to be. If you're ever in my facility, I always have a tripod. You're more than welcome to come grab it and use it. Set up your phone, record yourself, or even have me. I'll record you and can send it to you. Or if you've got a partner, make sure you guys are going over each other's mechanics, kind of letting each other know what you're seeing. And even if you're just coming in here by yourself, you don't want to record yourself, even go through your swing and pause at the end of the swing. Are you in good, athletic, powerful position? Do you need to adjust something in your finish? Do you need to, if you're focusing on, let's just say, if you're focusing on your upper half, you feel your head's tilting a little bit, really try to focus on what your body is doing during the swing, and that's kind of specific to what you're working on that session. So feedback is huge. Mirror work is awesome. If you just stand in front of a mirror and just kind of go through your swing and watch everything, that'll help out a ton as well. So make sure you come in here with a plan and somehow figure out how to get some feedback from your session that you do that day. All right, the 10th thing that hitters do when they come into a cage and kind of waste their swings is, I think, the most important part of the swing, and that's the mental game. Hitting is 95% mental. Everything else can be taught, but the mental game is up to you. Getting frustrated after one bad swing and then just going on to the next one and bad swing after bad swing because you're getting so frustrated. Baseball is a one play at a time sport, and so baseball and softball, it's just one play at a time. Treat every rep like it's a game of rep. If you get a bad swing off, take a breather, reset. We're on to the next one. Forget about it after we've kind of learned from that. Every time we lose or every time we fail, that's how we learn. When you get a good swing off, we don't think about what we did wrong in the swing just because it looked good, it felt good. And so those are the moments where you want to learn and really take those. Give yourself like 5 to 10 seconds to kind of review that error or that mental mistake or whatever it might be, learn from it, move on, and we forget about it and we go to the next one. So the mental side of the game is the 10th and final step that kind of you want to focus on so you don't waste your swings inside the cage. Thanks for sticking around and following on the 10 things that hitters do to waste their swings in a cage. If you like this video and you want to see more content, just subscribe, follow us below, and we'll keep putting it out.